Avengers 4 concept art ended up leaking. Now, here's the thing. Official or not, this is real concept art.
Yeah.
So, it might not be the one they go with, but this is very much real.
Well, I was kind of confused when I saw it. Is this like either a time skip or is this different versions of the Avengers coming together?
I'm going to assume this is the actual like our Avengers.
Same.
I imagine this is toy art. It looks like toy art.
I
It
can
doesn't
see
look
that.
like a keyframe concept art to me.
Mm.
But no, toy art tends to be slightly different anyway. Like old concept art, look at the Thanos one. Like we've had that Thanos was at the start of Infinity War.
Yep. Well,
Like, why people are raving about this one? It's like we've seen this. He had a sword in like the Black Order Infinity War poster. That was never in the movie. We've seen that or a slightly different version of that armor in Infinity War.
mm-hmm.
So unless he's getting it back slightly differently, I doubt it. But we've already seen that one.
Yeah, and so people just kind of understand how this is, how they deal with this. Marvel and every big movie studio for all movies, they hire tons of conceptual artists. Like, these guys come in and they give you their version. Like, I buy all the Marvel Cinematic Universe art books, and in there you're going to see, like, oh, this is T'Challa. And there's like 10 different artists that have done different renditions of what they thought their version of T'Challa would look like in this scene. And then there's the one they go with. And sometimes they're minor, sometimes they're big, but the general consensus is if you look at that roster, what they have right there, and you look at it to who's left over, and what they've said about which characters are going to get the spotlight in the movie, this lines up 100%. Like, this is definitely either rejected or official concept art that leaked out there. Now it's like, oh, well, I guess that's out there.
I'm gonna say it's official. Like it's the one that like you're gonna see some toys everywhere purely because Cap has the scales.
Yep.
For the last 2 movies, they had blueballed everyone with those scales. I'm more inclined to believe this is what we're going to be seeing everywhere. Also, I like Hulk in a onesie. I think it works.
Yeah.
Especially they merge Banner and Hulk. I think it works. I have a
Isn't that what Amadeus is going to be doing in the current Champions run?
Is he merging with the Hulk? I haven't.
If I remember correctly, is that he finally gained control over the power, and he's going to be in a onesie at this time, but he's not as hulking as he used to be.
Yeah.
It's like it's more of like what happened with She-Hulk, where she's like a slimmer down version of Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the way I think about it, it's like this concept art, clearly it's an indicator it came from an actual artist. Like, and I think it gives us an idea of what we're kind of looking at, what we can kind of expect. Now, going into what the story is, clearly there's a lot of stuff that's unknown and a lot of stuff that you can say maybe matches up or anything, or how things end up playing out. But when you look at it, it has this weird, how do I say it? It's like Infinity War had this as well, where you look at that first picture they released of like San Diego Comic-Con last year, where you have to put the posters together, and you look at it, you're like, yeah, okay, I see what you're doing. It has almost that quality of it, where it's always that like art poster that they do. Like, I don't know what the best way to describe it is.
I wouldn't say this is the same as that one, to be perfectly honest. I don't think you'll have this as a poster for anything.
Oh no, probably not. Yeah.
Mainly because, I don't know, it doesn't look like the other connecting posters.
Mm-hmm.
In this, they're all huddled together. The connecting posters, they're either in groups or they're separated.
Yeah.
So you can have, like, here's 1, here's 2, here's 3.
This reminds me of that first art that leaked of Ant-Man and the Wasp and such, where you're like, yeah, this almost looks in line with all those. And, like, the ones that leaked for Spider-Man Homecoming, like, they almost have that same quality feel to it, which is like, it is what it is. And for people that might wonder how these things leak, right now, the toy manufacturers already know what many of these characters are going to look like in their weapons from some conceptual art. They get sent this in advance because they have to make the molds, and they have to start producing these figures at millions upon millions in quantity to be able to hit store shelves months before stuff. That's why, like, you go to Toy Fair in February, you literally see Bumblebee toys for the Bumblebee movie coming in December, because you have to have that production scale, and Disney's been typically holding it back, but that's why we get all these leaks on merchandise first, because the toys leak, you know?
Well, that because, you know, it only takes one person to, you know, slightly tilt their camera phone and just take a couple pics and send it online. It's as easy as that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you know, we said that, like, earlier on, this might not even be what they look like in the final thing.
Yeah.
Like, toy companies get early concept art. You look at all the Black Panther stuff, he is black and blue. He's actually black and blue.
Yeah, well, this concept art, hopefully the Wasp didn't get bug zapped.
So, Evangeline Lilly has said multiple times she only has a minor appearance in Avengers 4. So, make of that what you will, but,
like,
you know.
It's in the third act. The rest of the movie, now. You need to get Scott involved somehow. I think we all know how Scott's going to have to be involved in this. It might be a weird way to end that movie. You guys will find out way before me.
So, here's the big thing about it going into Avengers 4. They cannot ignore the fact that everybody wants to see every superhero together for one sequence or standing together for that perfect money shot.
Yeah.
They have to have that. So, guaranteed, like Wasp and so on, she's going to be back for that and things like that. So they got to have that one sequence where it's every single hero united on the screen. Because if you don't get it, then you go from Infinity War, where they're all separated, to Avengers 4, they're all still separated, and we never see them all together. It's like, that's kind of cheap and missing the point of what we want, right? Like, we want that big celebratory Shaw and Cap screaming, you know, Avengers Assemble, and all of them behind him, right? Like, that's the big thing.
Yeah, like, I will put actual money on this happening. They will redo the Avengers 1 scene.
Yep.
You are going to have the main six in a circle. It's going to do the pan around, and it's going to follow everyone, and then it's going to splinter off into more people. And that is going to be your third act.
Yeah.
Why would you not? Like, we know they're going back to these old things, so they're going to be, like, hinting at other things from, like, the past Avengers movies and past, like, standalone. So you have to pay it off somehow. You pay it off with your most iconic shot.
Yep.
And that iconic shot is that third act.
I mean, people still, when you talk about, like, what's one of the most iconic shots in a superhero movie, that Avengers camera pan is up there. Like, that shit, like, that scene told you what the movie is about. You didn't need sound or nothing. You just saw that, you're like, oh my god, I get this movie. Like, that sold it to you. And then Age of Ultron kind of did the, you know, like the side jump scene, and that was kind of cool. Infinity War has them separated, but Avengers 4, when they do that, it's like you pan around the original, and then the camera pulls out, and it starts panning, and it's all of them in a circle. Your mind is just going to blow up, being like, so that's what it's been, you know, leading to for 11 years now. So it's...
Also, it's a nice way to show how far you've come.
Oh, yeah.
These characters have come. Like, look, we're going to do the exact same thing again, but look how different they are when you put them side by side.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's going to be a lot less colour compared to the first Avengers, because they're most black now. So can we just point out how good War Machine looks?
Oh my god.
Looks like a War Machine. He looked like they've gone, we want the Ultimates one. Give me the tank with a face.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's not the actual final look, I'm going to be mad.
Yeah, they've nailed it really with that one. So, yeah, overall, I think there's a lot to appreciate in this art, and we're going to find out how it shakes out in the long runs.